I guess why you were looking for a coach, or what was going on in your professional career that made you think, well, maybe I need some guidance or something?
I was looking for an opportunity to switch careers. I have a pretty diverse background as far as working in higher education, social services, state government. And so when I moved to a different state, excuse me, I was having challenges finding positions in the fields that I was used to working in. So I had to find a way to use the skills that I had to kind of fit into the job market that I was in, because I was unhappy with the pay that I was getting. Granted, where I live, the cost of living is lower, and so the pay rates are lower, but they still weren't enough to really survive off of. So what I was trying to do, or what I needed to do, was find a way to market my skills and recreate, I guess, myself, or reinvent myself career-wise to fit positions that were in my area. So that's really why I was looking. And then just feeling the feelings of possible ageism. You know, I'm in my mid-40s, and looking at how technology is changing. You have the millennials and Gen Z individuals that are coming into the labor force. How do I make myself marketable and stand out and still be able to compete versus those who are younger, who are used to the technology and they use it a lot more easier than, let's say, that I would.
Why did you decide, you know what, I'm going to reach out to this person? Because there's a lot of good career coaches out there.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, one of the reasons is that I just like the way you spoke. I like the way you presented yourself. Like you said, there's a lot of job coaches or career coaches out there who have good information. And I tried other career coaches, not that they weren't good. You know, I learned from them, but it was just the way of your delivery. It was just like the homegirl, like, listen, this is the deal. This is what I know you're dealing with, and this is how I can help you. And to be honest, I think I also told you one of the things that appealed to me was that you're from my home state. And so you understood, you know, the dynamics of moving from one state to another region to another, and just listening to your story. And it was like, well, if she can go from, you know, Illinois to especially somewhere in the South and be successful with the changes in the pay rate and all of that, then, you know, I feel like I can too. So those really were the main reasons. Just the fact that your delivery, you were to the point, you didn't sound coachy, I guess. It sounds like you were just talking to someone, just having a conversation, which I liked. And then just the fact that being from the Midwest, I guess that just stuck out to me. So those are the reasons why I chose to work with you.
Well, good. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize you were from Illinois. I remember you telling me you were in Florida. I didn't know that. We home to you.
Mm-hmm.
Home to you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so then you got into the program. You know, we had I missed all of us. We had a good time. What were some of the takeaways though? Like, what were some of the things that you said that you could say that maybe you walked away with, or that you learned, or that was an aha moment for you? Just if it's just one, but if there's a few things that you want to name, a couple things.
I would say for me, excuse me, one of the main things is that I enjoyed the group sessions. So it was nice to hear, knowing that I wasn't alone, especially in this age of remote and not being able to, you know, get to with people a lot in a virtual space. Sometimes you can feel like you're by yourself, even though you know you're not. So it was good to speak with other women who were in similar situations to see how their progress was, and just kind of feed off of that far as that encouragement. I also really like the fact that in your program, you provided templates and made things real practical, because that's the type of person that I am. Even though, you know, I'm educated and all of that, I'm very practical. So you can be in programs and they'll say, well, this is how you do this and how you do that. But I'm the type of person, can you give me templates? Can you give me practical examples of how I can apply what you're saying into my job search or my career search? So that was really one of the biggest things that I took away, the fact that it was practical and you provided us examples and you walked us through the examples to a point. Then you're like, okay, it's time for you now. I can only go so far. And so kind of that tough love as well. Like, I'm here for you, but I can't want it more than you. And so those are the things that I took away from the program that helped me, you know, get myself together and stay focused on my career search.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you for that also. And I guess my final question would be for someone that's watching and they're on the fence and they're kind of, what I say is some people suffer in silence, right? They don't reach out and look for guidance. What would you say? Just to them, just person to person, what would you say in terms of reaching out for assistance and help and guidance?
I would say, I understand. I'm an introvert by nature. I'm the type of person that feels like I can do this on my own. I can go on the internet and look up information. The previous jobs that I've had, I work with career development, so I know what to do. But you have to come to the point that you realize that even with all the knowledge that you have, you don't know everything. And it comes to a point where you have to put down your pride or your intellect or whatever it is and say, yes, I'm educated. Yes, I know the workforce. I've worked for so many years, but even I can get help, especially as things are changing with COVID. And I know we hear it all the time. You probably get tired of hearing it, but that's just the facts. New normal. We are in a new normal now. The way that people are looking for work jobs now, the way the employers are looking for jobs, employees is not the same. So you're going to have to know how to adapt and change with the times. Otherwise, you will be left behind. Thank you, Kelly, for your help. And I'm not just saying this, I'm very serious. You have been very helpful and beyond. Even when, I found the position, you were still very helpful. And that's another thing I appreciate. You weren't one of the coaches that said, okay, you found the job or you're into the program, be on your way. You're still open and available to help. So that's another thing that I really appreciate. So thank you for that too.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, I'm going to let you get back to work and we will talk all the time, I'm sure, because you're in the group.
Absolutely.